Yo, what's the haps? Man, it's 3900 back in the building, aka Apex 3900, aka Benjamin D'Souza, aka your mama's favorite YouTuber. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, been, you know, dealing with this stroke of inspiration today, so I might as well strike while the iron is hot. Oh, hold up. So I had a thought, right, earlier today, and there's been a lot of, how you say, hullabaloo. Is that apropos? Well, there's been a lot of a lot of kerfuffle about the 4B movement, right? And how there needs to be a vagina moratorium, if you will, and how black women in particular, need to, how you say, turn the spigot off, the sex spigot off, uh, for men until men act right, right? Well, from my perspective, from my vantage point, if I can speak my truth, if you will, I think men need to adopt a similar tactic, if you will. Not necessarily the 4B movement, but I think we need to have a eggplant moratorium. You get what I'm saying? What do I mean by that? Um, Brothers need to be hyper selective. You get what I'm saying? Don't just be kind of picky. Don't just have a range. No, you need to have your antennas all the way up.
Okay.
And as soon as you even see a millimeter, a scintilla of something that could be contrived as a red flag, you need to pull the cord immediately. Immediately. I'm not saying go MGTOW monk or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, yeah, date, yada, yada, yada.
Melina.
But as soon as, like, brothers need to have a lot more deal breakers, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Brothers need to have a whole lot more deal breakers. You feel me? Because what we're dealing with today, that's just how I see it. You know what? Let me get these.
Cyrax. Sector.
What we're dealing with today is these women have effectively weaponized males' natural biological inclinations against us. Now, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy, right, at the very bottom of this hierarchy, if you're looking at it from a pyramid's perspective, you have psychological needs, which is breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep, etc., etc. Above that is safety and security, health, employment, property, family, and social ability. Above that, in the middle, is love and belonging, friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. Above that is self esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, a need to be a unique individual. Mm. At the top of that is self actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, experience, purpose, meaning, and inner potential. Let's take it from the bottom, right? Because I was going to just focus on the withholding of intimacy and sense of connection. I was just gonna focus on the love and belonging, but when I went through this, a lot more popped up. Hold on, give me a quick second. Do this fatality real quick.
Cage Mansion. Finish her.
Mm, that's crazy.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
All right, let's go ahead and go through this whole Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, right? Now, this has been done ad nauseum, but I'm going to do it again. All right, starting from the bottom, the psychological needs. All right, is that physiological? Any event. I think that word is physiological. All right, breathing, mm, food. Now, how many times have you come across a female that you're dating? One of the first things that they say, "I don't cook." What's that line that Cardi B said? "I don't cook, I don't clean." She doesn't cook, right? Shelter and clothing. I could go in depth about the shelter, but and the clothing and the sleep, I could, but whatever. I'm just keep it pushing. Uh, Safety and security. You have health, employment, and property. Let's start with. I'm not even gonna focus on health. I'm gonna go to employment. How many times have you brothers um, got a job somewhere and you basically got put on the hit list by the HR, the sisterhood in the HR department, and they are quick to fire. You go to any job if you're in a city where uh, it's like one fourth black, say 25% black, like Chicago is and like Kansas City is. Guaranteed, man, damn near 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a black woman in the HR. If not the whole HR staff black, and that's by design. These white-owned companies, they purposely hire black women in these HR positions for they're they use the black woman as the cat's paw or as their weapon to bludgeon brothers in place of employment. You get what I'm saying? Property, family, and social ability. How many of you brothers have been ostracized for expressing your opinion and views on certain social uh, topics? I mean, we just seen it with this past election. Excuse me. We just seen it with this past election. I wonder how many of you brothers out there have completely fell out with family members because you voiced your support for Trump. I guarantee you, if there are 10 black men who openly vocalized or expressed their support for Trump, guarantee is it they're going to be public enemy number one in their own family. And by that, I mean like extended family, aunties, uncles, cousins, grandma, and probably even in your primary family, that being your wife and kids. You get what I'm saying? So we're under siege there. Now let's get to the third, love and belonging. This is really why I made this video. Friendship, family, we kind of went over that. Intimacy, a sense of connection. Now, I just got done watching O'Shea Duke Jackson video that he did about Jeezy and Jenny Ma, right? And he told this story about this particular brother out of New York. I'm gonna try to, be succinct with this. And this particular brother had his gal over, and she got a late night call. She got a booty call, 3 in the morning from Jody across the town. right across the on the other side of town. So he tried to work it out, and you know, inevitably she ended up blaming him. You know what I'm saying? Just in any event, this quick side note, bruh. Quick side note for the brothers. You're dealing with a bitch or a bitch ass nigga if they do something that wrongs you and then you react to their wronging of you and they don't take accountability of their actions. They just focus on your response. Well, I don't like how you said that, so you're the bad guy. I give no fucks. As a man, if you ever do that, you a bitch ass nigga. And don't ever get tough with me because I'll never fight you. I'll just slap you. I'll just open palm slap you. You don't even deserve a punch. You get what I'm saying? Because that's some shit that hoes do. You know, you check your gal for her cheating, and instead of her uh, taking it on the chin and being like, "Yeah, I was wrong," she want to talk about, "Well, you called me a bitch when you called me cheating, so I'm mad at you." You know what, bitch? Get the fuck out and don't ever come back. Don't ever come back. Anyway, oh, side note to you brothers, man. If you're in a relationship with a gal and you sense that she's withholding sex, she has weaponized the withdrawal of sex. Um, that is, for one, it's an act of war. She's trying to sexually siege you, like how people used to siege a city back in the day, or how people today, how countries enact tariffs on other countries and prevent countries from trading with that country. It's the same principle. The same principles are at play in this particular situation. But if you're dealing with a gal, bruh, and y'all together 6 days out of a week, and it's been weeks, maybe even months since you done got some, my nigga, she giving it to somebody else. She's giving the intimacy and the sense of connection that is rightfully yours to another man or woman, however, whatever her proclivities are. You get what I'm saying? So don't be fooled, bro. You with a gal and y'all supposed to be locked in and you spending 6 days out of a week with her, at least anywhere from 5 to 8 hours a day that y'all are together, and she ain't giving you none 3 out of those 4 days that y'all are together, nigga, you need to go ahead and cash her in, cash her out, bro. Cash her out, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. She gonna hit you up, you know. It's been 3 months, and in the course of 3 months, y'all done only had sex 3 times, and she gonna hit you with the, "Oh, I'm pregnant." You pregnant, so you just that fertile. We didn't within the past 90 days, we done had sex 3 times, and you pregnant. Okay, either I got some potent shit, or you're extremely fertile. What's going on here? And looking at these paternity fraud numbers, it's a high probability that Jody across town then skeeted up in your gal, man, and got her pregnant. That's another thing for you brothers, man. I let the shit be known from here on out. I let it be known. Paternity test mandatory. I don't care if we're married. If you don't like it, you can carry your skunt. Carry your ass. Straight up. I'm gonna tell them that. I tell them that out the gate. I tell them that within the first 30 days of us dating. I'm gonna slide the topic in. You know, we're gonna be chilling out, playing off, look at my phone and be like, man, look at this. Man, this guy got a blood test on his shorty. Turned out the shorty ain't his. Ain't that something? He'd have spent all that money, all that time. I'm like, bro, if that was me, I'm getting a blood test for all of my kids out the gate. And then just gauge her response. Gauge her response. Chances are their go-to move is going to be, well, I don't agree with that because you essentially saying that the woman is a whore and that's going to make her feel some type of way. I don't get no fuck. Straight like that. I don't get no fuck. If you can't handle that, then this ain't the place for you. You know what I'm saying? If your little ego is going to get bruised, matter of fact, let me pick another character. We're going to do another fatality. That shit just pissed me off. If your little ego is bruised to the point where,
Takeda, Kitana, Cyrax, Sector,
matter of fact, go back. You know, pick some. Your little ego is bruised to the point where you can't just do a simple mouth swab. You know what I'm saying? Then, shorty, this ain't the place for you. You feel me? Cause around here, all for nominating and went, a little when it
Frost,
went, wow.
Cyrax,
You know what I'm saying?
the Gateway.
So, yeah, though. Hold on, let me do this real quick, though.
Finish her.
Oh, hold up. There we go. Hey, see? That is brutal.
Fatality.
Man,
Takeda
buddy
wins.
split her open, didn't he? Anyway, so yeah, that sense of intimacy and intimacy and sense of connection and family because when you're talking about uh, paternity fraud, you are robbing a man of his legacy. That is high treason. That is treason in the highest form. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, let's go to the next one. Self esteem. You got confidence. Hmm. Well, hey, 39, how do they affect our confidence? Niggas ain't shit, anyone? How many times this week have you heard a black female say niggas ain't shit? You know what? I'm not even gonna say this week. Before we gonna say um, B before we gonna say BCK before before common Kevin Samuels era. Well, before Kevin Samuels. I don't want to say BK or BCK, you know, for other reasons, but before Kevin Samuels. Pre Kevin Samuels, you know what? We're going to say PK. Or pre K? Pre K? Nah, I'm just going to say before Kevin. Before Kevin Samuels. Before KS, right? Uh, if you were around black females in particular, whether you worked with them, dated them, and had them in your family, you could guarantee or just be friends with them on Facebook. Guarantee you either heard or saw a post of a black woman saying or posting niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit has been a black women's rally cry for as long as I've been an adult. I'm talking about from 2003 until now. It's been niggas ain't shit. That has been their battle cry. You get what I'm saying? And if you keep beating that drum, niggas ain't shit, what do you think that does to the confidence of a young black male? I rest my case. Achievement. Mm, respect of others. That kind of ties into the niggas ain't shit because they'll tell anybody that listen to them, hey, hey, white girl, you know these niggas ain't shit, right? Hey, Latina, you know these niggas ain't shit, right? Uh, hey, Ling Ling, you know these niggas ain't shit, right? You know, the need to be a unique individual. Black women have this archetype, right, of black men whom they would prefer to date. And it's not because of big dicks and swag. Shout out to Crystalline Kerosene for coining that phrase. All you guys have is big dicks and swag. And shout out to SWP for addressing her on that. But it's not because of that. Is they have an archetype, and said archetype is most malleable to their program that they're trying to run, i.e., the Pookie and Ray Ray slash thug archetype. They prefer Pookies and Ray Rays. They prefer Dusties. They prefer thugs because they are most comfortable in controlling said Pookie and Ray Ray. See, for the most part, I'm not gonna say for the most part, but for the black females who avoid me, because I'm, you know, if you don't even talk to me, I don't need to brag, but I'm conventionally handsome. I really am. I got leading man looks. I'm just saying. I'm tall. I'm handsome. I'm witty. I got just on face value. I'm getting chose. Just not even knowing anything about me. I'm getting chose with my mouth closed. You get what I'm saying? But when a certain population of black females or women in general, when they get to know me and they see my personality, it kind of scares them because they don't have a playbook to deal with me. I have completely different interests. You get what I'm saying? I got a bookshelf right here. I got a bookshelf, right? With books on it. I read, you know. I got the House of Gucci, talking about the autobiography or the story of the Gucci family. Uh, got the 33 Strategies of War by by Robert Greene. Got the 50th Law of Power, 50 Cent. I got Disposable People. I got all my textbooks that I got when I went to college. I never turned my books in. I always kept them. What else? Mind Fists, uh, The Unfinished Nation, which is a history book that I got in American history in college. You know, Divergent, the fictional novel. Got that. I still need to finish that. I got probably about a dozen or so pages left to read in that. But yeah, I'm into different shit, man. You know, I'm a history buff. I'm an anthropologist. Well, quasi a pseudo anthropologist. You know, I like to study different things, and just out the blue, I might look up Descartes, a dream within a dream. You get what I'm saying? I'm into ancient philosophy. I might look up a physics formula, and then 5 minutes later, I'll be looking up basketball scores, NBA scores. Then after that, I'll be listening to drill music. Then after that, my alarm goes off on my phone, and it's a classical music song. Matter of fact, hold on, let me show y'all. Y'all think it's a game? This is one of my alarms. You get what I'm saying? I'm different. I'm different. I like to play video games, but I like to play basketball. I like to lift weights. And I like to run. You get what I'm saying? I like to play dominoes, cornhole, horseshoe, all that different stuff, man. So when a female who's used to and comfortable with dealing with a certain archetype of male, when they come across me, they don't know what to do with me. You get what I'm saying? So they either try to invalidate me by saying that I'm lame or corny in some sort of way, or they'll find some other disqualifying reason to disqualify me. Or you're too dot dot dot. Or you're too dot dot dot. Now, granted, it's funny to me because that same attribute that you're trying to do, that I have, that you're trying to use as justification for you disqualifying me, if a Pookie or Ray Ray possessed that same trait, you would praise that. You see what I'm saying? You see how they move the goalposts and shit, you know? But, c'est la vie. That's one of the reasons why I said I don't date small town girls. And I learned that when I was in the Army. I learned that before I even got out of TRADOC. I said, no, no, sirski. I'm not dating no small town Bammer chick, bro. And all right, let me just finish this Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And when we get to self actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, well, with the creativity, they try to stamper the black man's creativity. Like I said, they want to put you in this box. And if you're in that box, then easily controlled. And that ties into the self esteem, the need to be a unique individual. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember back in my day, right, when I would say when I was in my early to mid 20s, man, the gals was, especially when I was in high school. When I was in high school, me and the guys, we was watching Dragon Ball Z or whatever the case was, and we was playing Madden. All the gals used to make fun of us and try to, you know, how you say, dissuade us from watching anime, from watching Dragon Ball Z, and playing video games. Hold on, pardon me. Because us watching Dragon Ball Z and playing video games hold on, excuse me, was a display of our individuality. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, take my city for instance, like, Kansas City. The black chicks here, especially back then, they expected you to walk and talk a certain way. You listen to this type of music, you get what I'm saying? You dress like this, you talk like this. These are your interests. If you diverge from any of those at all, they're gonna call you lame, they're gonna call you whack, whatever, boosie, whatever. But when you're self-actualized, and you know what you like, you know who you are and what you like, you've essentially reached Super Saiyan God mode at that point. There's nothing anybody can say at that point, you know. But and also shout out to Big Bro O'Shea. He in this last video that he made about Jeezy and Jenny Ma, there was a lot of propaganda that was put out about Jeezy and how he allegedly was engaging in intimate partner violence, right? Now, I found it interesting that, you had a bunch of talking heads on TikTok, females driving in a car and whatnot, weighing in on this man's situation when in the clip prior to that particular clip, Jenny Ma herself admitted to, how you say, having an issue with her temper, right?
Cyrax.
What? That's crazy.
Sector. Sector. Cyrax. The Tea
So,
House.
what I deduced from that, hold on real quick, let me get this.
Finish her.
Hate to burst your bubble. Mm,
Fatality. Cyrax wins.
that shit was hard. But given the evidence that was presented to me, I deduced that if there was any violence, any intimate partner violence going on within that relationship, I would have to assume and conclude that it was mutual combat. There's a difference between, you know, a woman being a wilting violet, a flower, and then her brooding husband just comes home and just beats the shit out of her. That's one thing. Then you have a cantankerous, combative wife who starts shit, then her and her husband get into a fucking Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like to me, if there was any violence going on, it was mutual combat and she lost. You know, Jenny Ma, you're a sore loser. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a sore loser. But that's the interesting thing about that video was is that uh, Jeezy during the divorce proceedings wanted a third party to come and chaperone Jenny Ma when she came over to his house to gather the remainder of her belongings, right? Let me say this. Let me get a little personal here. When I was in basic training, right? And these were all these stories involve black women. Let me just say this. Not a one time has any other group of women done this to me. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm not saying that a snow bunny won't. I'm not saying that a Latino can't. I'm not saying that an Asian won't. I'm just saying these three examples, personal examples from my personal life, involved black women. Okay, number one, I was in basic training, right? And if you know anything about basic training, they have something called a PG, right? PG is basically a trainee and or a soldier who is tasked to be the leader of his or her platoon. So when a drill sergeant pushes out information, he tells the PG. The PG then comes back, and I think there's like team leads. He tells the team leads, the PG tells the team leads, and the team leads tell the team. So if you got 61 people in a platoon, one's going to be the PG, four is going to be the team leads, and the remainder are going to just be soldiers, right? Just people a part of the platoon. I became, and I never asked to be PG. I never fought for it at the time. I never did, never asked for it, right? Because I joined when I was 35. I turned 36 the first week of reception. So I'm literally twice the age. I'm literally old enough to be the vast majority of these kids' father. I had one guy who was 18. His mother is the same age as me. So I'm like, dude, I could have been your father. You get what I'm saying? You know, I only said that shit when they pissed me off. I didn't go around throwing it in their face. But I understood. I'm like, hey, I'm the old Panther in the mix. I'm gonna let them have it. This they day. I'm not gonna outshine them. This is their basic training, so they should be out front. You know, with the I'm letting them fly. You feel me? But the drill sergeant chose me to be PG, right? So we're sitting there, and I'm giving out directives to be quiet, right? Or as they say, lock it up. Because if you're not quiet and you're supposed to be quiet, drill sergeant catches wind of it, everybody's getting smoked. So I'm like, hey, come on, guys, lock it up. These two black chicks, they wanted, they didn't like the fact that I was in a position of authority. So they were, boy, you can't tell me what to do. Actually, I can tell you what to do. I'm PG. Now, when it's a white boy that was the PG, or a Mexican dude that was a PG, oh, they lock it up in a New York second, in a Kansas City minute. Now it's a brother that's a PG. Now they want to challenge my authority, right? So I get up on this girl, right? I get, to where only me and her can hear. I said, if you don't lock it up, I'm going to get us all smoked, okay? You understand? I don't mind doing push ups. You feel me? You know this. I could do push ups with my eyes closed, on my head, in my sleep. But if you don't lock this up, we're going to get smoked. She then enacted the EO statute. If you know anything about EO, EO is like equal opportunity. It's basically the Me Too of the Army, right? The EO slash sharp is like the Me Too of the Army. So she said, I need to go speak to the drill sergeants. So she got out of formation, went to the drill sergeants. Drill sergeants say, hey, D'Souza, come in here. I go in there. They say, what's this about you saying that you're gonna uh, beat up these females? I'm like, what? Totally blown away. This shit came out of left field. Yeah, these two private such and such, they came in here and told me that you threatened them with physical violence, and they told me that you be around here calling females bitches. And I'm thinking in my head, right? I'm like, yeah, I call females bitches, but not in front of polite company. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm smart enough to not just be so cavalier with the word bitch. You get what I'm saying? That's like the word nigga, right? I love saying nigga. Nigga rolls off my tongue like sweat off a nigga's forehead. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be in a place that is predominantly white saying nigga this, nigga that. Nigga please. Break yourself, nigga. Nigga, have you lost your mind? Like, no. I'm gonna make sure there's a critical mass at least of black people to where I can feel comfortable to say the word nigga. And I don't even like saying nigga in front of white folks because then they gonna say, well, you say it so I can say it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on now. Let's slow down now. Pump our brakes. So I don't say crazy shit like that in front of people. So I'm like, hell no, I didn't call them bitches bitches. What are you talking about, drill sergeant? That's not what I said, but I was like, no, I didn't never use that type of language. Never. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I referred to females while I was in basic training as bitches to other soldiers in confidence. I didn't even speak like that. Even in the privacy of our bay, and it's all males in our bay. I never talk like that. You know what I'm saying? For one, I knew I was older, so I had to somewhat carry an air of civility to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because how would it look as me in my mid 30s coming in there and I'm acting like a YN? Like, no, I made a distinction between myself and the young life niggas. Like, I'm not like y'all, y'all not like me. I ain't nothing like your little friends. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be trying to be down and shuck and jive like y'all. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, I was PG for like an hour. They took it from me. We ended up getting smoked. They had to move me to another platoon, right? Oh, side note, one of the gals that went in the drill sergeant's office and made up this lie that I threatened them with violence. I'm in formation, right? And I'm asking my battle buddy next to me about I'm asking him something that's pertinent to what we're doing that day. I forgot what it was. I'm like, hey, do we need this, that, and I'm whispering, right? This ratchet hood ratus hood ratosaurus turns around and all loud and belligerent just blow the spot up, bruh. Like I'm whispering and she just blows the spot up. Lock it up. And I tell her, now this chick, she didn't even make it through basic training. This for you strong black women out there. She didn't even make it through basic training. You know why? Because she couldn't pass the fucking PT test. That's why. And this is what I told her. I said, you don't need to worry about me. You need to worry about passing that PT test. That right there, that touched a nerve. That was her thumb screw. She was like, I fight boys. I looked at her like, boys? You fight boys? I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just look at her, give her like a whatever, like a nigga please. You know that facial expression when you give mother like nigga please. You know what I'm saying? I give her that look, but in my mind, I'm like, sweetheart, I'm not a boy. I have not been a boy for close to 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I've been lifting weights longer than you have been alive. I've been lifting weights and pounding on a fucking punching bag since you were in diapers. You don't stand a chance. If I unleash my unbridled aggression on you, you won't stand a chance. You won't even last 5 seconds. But that's what I was thinking, but I didn't say it. No need to say it. Now that incident happened before they went in there and said that I threatened violence on them and that um, I'm out here calling bitches bitches, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's get this straight. You threatened me with physical violence, and then you lie and say I called you. I'm calling you bitches. Mm, mm, Mm. I just was like, and you supposed, and this supposed to be a black sister. These supposed to be our sisters, right? Ain't no white girls involved in this. Becky is nowhere to be found. Becky is just in formation, just looking like, God damn, what the fuck? Keisha is tripping. You see how big that nigga is? He's every bit of 6 feet, 200 pounds. He will mop you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Second situation. You know what? I'm gonna save that one for another day. I'm gonna save that one for another day. We're gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna save that for another day. Mm, let me think. Should I say this last one? You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say this last story because I got plenty, and I'm probably gonna get plenty more in the future. This is about this story is about my baby mother, right? Now she called herself getting mad at me, right? Now, mind you, we've already been through the family court proceedings. I got my number in child support that I'm supposed to pay. I'm paying it. Yada yada yada. We've already made a family plan. I'm supposed to get my daughter on this day, on the excuse me, on these days, on this holiday, yada yada yada. Right? I'm supposed to get my daughter every Saturday and Sunday, not every other weekend, but every Saturday and Sunday. I'm supposed to get my daughter. You get what I'm saying? Now she wants, if she wants a weekend with my daughter or Saturday and Sunday with my daughter, that's fine. But we have a family plan drawn up that says I get my daughter Saturday and Sunday, right? So she calls herself getting mad at me for whatever contrived reason that she made up, some fanciful reason she made up. She won't call herself getting mad. So she takes my daughter and hides my daughter from me. I'm supposed to pick my daughter up from her daycare, and to that daycare, I ain't forgot that shit you did. I ain't forgot. But anyway, I go in there to get my daughter. They deny me. They say you can't take your daughter. My daughter's real small at the time. She's like, you need a car seat. Do you have a car seat? I'm like, no. Where's the car seat that her mother has? Because her mother leaves the car. Well, she didn't leave that car seat. She took it. I about tore that motherfucker up. I went back there flipping shit over. Where the fuck is this car seat? Because I'm getting my daughter. I talked to him, and then the little heifer was like, "Man, y'all, you had us scared, man. We was about to jump on you. You was gonna get your ass whooped, all of you, from the old lady to you little hood rats. I was gonna mop the fucking floor with all of y'all. It was gonna be a wash." And they just broke it down like, "Yo, chill. I get it. You upset, but she took the car seat. I can't by law allow you to leave with your daughter, and you don't have a car seat." So, all right, I was like, all right, cool. But I was pissed. I was pissed. The eldest lady in there, you know, she turned her strong and independent all the way. She turned it off, and she turned her feminine wiles up, because at that time, the last thing any of them chicks wanted to do was pose a threat in any way. I'm the only physical threat in this piece at this point. So let's just get that established. If you want me to turn my shit down, you're going to have to appeal to a softer side of me. Because right now, I'm on 10. You feel me? So anyway, but nobody was harmed in that situation. Everybody left in one piece. I left without my daughter. happy about that. But anyway, I go to pick my daughter up on Saturday. That happened like during the week. I go to pick my daughter up on Saturday. I go to her house. Uh, she was staying at her grandma's house at the time. And she was like, my daughter ain't here. My daughter already somewhere. I'm like, where's my daughter at? I'm going to wait here until I get my daughter. You know, this person called the police on me. Now, she's in the wrong. She's wrong. She broke the family plan. She's wrong. But she tries to call the police on me and try to use the police as her own little attack dog, if you will. On that note, let me do another fatality. That kind of ties into the Jenny Ma situation, if you will. That shit ain't right, man. That shit ain't right. You know what?
Omni-Man.
Omni Man.
Sindel. Jax. Sonya Blade. Tomb of the Dragon Army.
I haven't seen this fatality yet.
Finish her. Fatality. Omni-Man wins.
That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, fellas, basically, moral of the story is, we need to, we need to take a penis moratorium or eggplant moratorium, if you will, because we tolerate way too much and we let a lot of shit slide that we shouldn't. You know, me personally, I'm at the stage in life now that, and let me say this, because O'Shea Duke Jackson, shout out to him, but he made a video. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up so I can quote him exactly. Here we go. But he was essentially saying, let me go ahead and set the table. He was essentially saying, well, you guys put up with, this type of behavior from this other group of women that you wouldn't tolerate from black women. Yeah, so what are you advocating for, sir? Are you advocating for, well, you should allow black women to exploit you as opposed to letting Dominicans and Colombians and Southeast Asians exploit you. Like, what are you saying? Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Yeah, 'cause this nigga got me. He upset me with that one. Fair use, by the way. Fair use, by the way. And also, she identifies as Hispanic because her father is Hispanic Filipino, right? And if you know anything about the Filipinos, is they were colonized by the Spaniards, so they're Asian, but they kind of identify with the Spaniards, with Spanish, with Spain, if that makes any sense. But she has TikTok videos showing pictures of her mother and her grandmother, and both of her mother and her grandmother are blickety black females. They're black women. So if she wants to choose to, however, if she wants to identify with her father's side, that's her business. But anyway, fair use, O'Shea. Fair use.
Of tequila, like in my veins. So there we hear her say, I'm a Latina. She doesn't say, I'm a black woman, although she's supposedly Mexican and black, according to Travis Hunter. She says, I'm a Latina. So I think what's happening here is that Charleston White would have a different opinion about her if this woman was black, identified as black. If she.
And so what? My question to you, O'Shea, is so what? So what? Familiarity breeds contempt. And what I've learned over the years is that it's going to be the ones next to you that's going to try to do you in. You get what I'm saying? One of my favorite rappers, Lloyd Banks, he had a line in his song. He said, all of my enemies are shook of me. If something happens to me, a loved one did it. So, yes, I am hyper vigilant of black women coming into my purview because they think they know me. They think that we're familiar. I've I'm I only gave two examples, but I had a third one that I could have throw out there. None of them involved a white female or a woman or a female of another race. I don't get those problems from women of other races because they kind of already know or they don't know. And since they don't know, they err on the side of caution. They like, you know what, let me not even try this nigga because I don't know how he's going to respond. Black women, on the other hand, they grew up, giving their little brothers hell, giving the other males in their family hell. So they come across me, another black male, and they think that they can just treat me any old kind of way. No, it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. Anyway, fair use continuing.
Was black, get her out of here. She ain't no good. She's a 304. She's that. And I'm going to tell you something else. As bad as Travis Hunter has been getting dragged right now with Leanna Lene, if she was black doing what she's doing, oh my God. Fully black, and I'm going to be honest with you, Travis Hunter wouldn't be dealing with her if she was fully black. This.
As he should not, because you know why? That's his business. That is that man's business. That's totally his business. And it sounds like to me that you're advocating for, well, why don't you allow a black female to exploit you instead of an exotical, or instead of a Latina, or instead of a Asian chick? You should, you being exploited should only be exclusively reserved for black women. That is black women's right to exploit you exclusively. Is that what you're saying, O'Shea? Because that's what it kind of sounds like to me. And if that's not what you're saying, I would like some clarification. Anyway, fair use.
The reason why he can put up with that. And I want to tell you something that I know. A lot of black men give exotic looking women, non dark skinned black women, multiple chances to embarrass them. But you wouldn't give that same chance to a black woman. And
All right, let me stop right there. I'm about to shut it down because we're almost at the hour mark. And so what? So what? I get it. You're pro black. That's your stick. I've said this ad nauseum. I'm not pro black. I'm pro truth. You know, I'm pro truth. So if Larry Bird is a better small forward than LeBron James, I don't care that Larry Bird is pasty white. If the numbers are the numbers. You get what I'm saying? So these black females out here are giving us their ass to kiss, but expect us to give them the world. I say, fuck you to that. And if these Asians or these exoticals are giving us what we want, at least on the front end, then hey, you know, Let that man do what he